Hey everyone, it's Mari. Thanks so much for stopping by. I have a card making process here for you for my card series for Christmas and also for the Scrapbook Nerd online store. And I'm going to be starting out here with a couple of my favorite things, new releases, this Happy Holidays stamp and die set, which is absolutely adorable. These cute little puppy images on this set are so cute. And I have the coordinating dies there, and I'm also going to be using some things off of this My Favorite Things handwritten holiday set. These you can find over in the Scrapbook Nerd shop, and I just love them. I'm going to be using this Joyful Sentiment, and I'm going to be creating an A2 card, and this is going to be in landscape and top folding. I'm going to be using a couple of rectangle stackables here or dies to cut out a couple of different rectangular shapes. This one is out of white cardstock, and I am going to just emboss that Joyful Sentiment on the front of my card, and then I am going to emboss that with some gold embossing powder. Now you'll just see me using my repositionable stamping tool here. This is the Misty, but I know that over at Scrapbook Nerd, they also have the new Tonic stamp platform, which is also awesome. So if you don't have one of those yet, this is, I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of irreplaceable now in my tools for card making. And so you can see that I've got the stamp on the window there. I'm going to just take my little embossing bag there and create a little bit of anti-static on that cardstock. I'm going to stamp out some Versamark ink using that sentiment, and then I'm going to put some gold embossing powder onto that sentiment here onto my coffee filter. I'm going to heat emboss that Joyful Sentiment for the front of my card, and I just really love how that looks. Just going to take my heat tool and heat that up. I'm going to heat it on the back a little bit and on the front, just so that it doesn't warp the paper too much. And now you can see that I'm taking that little puppy with a little stocking in his mouth, and I'm going to stamp that out with some hybrid ink. And that is because this is Copic friendly ink, and I am going to do some Copic coloring. Now you could use any of your coloring tools on this. You could use Prismacolors, you could use anything that you have that you like to use for coloring. I am going to use my Copic markers, like I said. I do find that they are pretty quick to color with, and of course I have sped this up 4 times, so it does look like I am miraculously fast with these markers, which I obviously am not, but I just wanted to make my puppy some different tones of gray, and you'll just see me coloring that, and I'm going to turn some music on for you so that you can watch the coloring. Okay, so that is the coloring portion of my little card here. Now I'm going to take a few little embellishments here that I'm going to add to my little guy. I'm going to add a little bit of glitter glue, and this is Stickles, but you could use the Nouveau glitter drops. I know a lot of people have those now in their stash, and I know that they do have those over at the Scrapbook Nerd online shop as well. So it just adds a little bit of sparkle and shine to your project and jazzes it up a little bit and just makes it kind of look a little bit extra special. And I like how that looks. So I'm adding a little bit of that to the brim of the Santa hat, to the little nose. You can see I've added that to the collar and to the stocking. Now I'm going to take some of those snowflakes that are in the Handwritten Holiday set, and I'm going to add those to the front of my card with some Versamark ink, and then I'm just going to emboss them with some kind of glittery embossing powder that's not clear, but it's just like a white glittery kind of embossing powder. And I'm going to add that on, and so you'll just see me sprinkle that on there, and then I will heat that up so that that melts, and it just adds a little bit of extra pizzazz to the top portion above that joyful part of the card there. And once that is all good to go, I am going to take a sentiment from the Happy Holiday set, and I'm going to stamp that on using some VersaFine Onyx Black ink to the inside of the card. And it says, "May your days be furry and bright," and I just think that is so cute. Then I'm going to take some Ranger Glossy Accents here, and I'm going to add that to these little Christmas ornaments that I have colored and die cut, and that stamp is from the Happy Holidays set as well. And this Glossy Accents just makes them look dimensional and really shiny, almost like they're made out of glass. Now the pattern paper that you can see on the front of the card is from the Lawn Fawn Knit Picky 6x6 pad. And the reds in the card match up nicely with that pattern paper. And now what I'm going to do is take a mini action wobbler, and I'm going to add that to the back of my little die cut puppy here. And then I'm going to stick that down to the front of the card, just to the left of the joyful sentiment, so that my little puppy is going to be an interactive element on the front of the card. And when you wiggle him, he's going to hop around there a little bit, and it's just going to be really cute. So I like that. I think little kids would get a real kick out of this too, although I must say adults will as well. It's pretty cute. So I am going to take my ruler, and I'm going to just draw some lines from the top of that card where I'm going to hang my little Christmas ornaments from. So I'm just using my mat here, my grid mat, to draw some straight lines with a pencil, and then I'm going to go over those lines just with a black fine line pen. And actually I think what I ended up doing was going over those black fine line marks with a little bit of glitter pen as well, just a really fine glitter pen, so that they just stand out and kind of sparkle a little bit. Actually, you can barely see that on the card when it's finished, but it's slightly noticeable. I know it's there, so I guess that's all that matters. I did change the where I positioned those little Christmas ornaments, so that the one in the center is a little bit longer than the two side ones. I just like the look of that better than them all just kind of going from the long one to the longer one to the longest one. Took a little bit of dimensional tape here on the back, some foam tape, and added that so that the top rectangle, the white rectangle, will stand up off of that red rectangle a little bit, and then I will adhere the red rectangle down to my A2 card base, and this card is going to be finished. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm really enjoying creating these cards for this Christmas card series. I hope it's giving you some ideas for the Christmas cards that you want to make. I know it's kind of got a dual purpose for me. It's I'm having a lot of fun creating them and making these videos, as I always do. That's why I do it, because it's fun for me. It gives me something to do. And it allows me to share some ideas with people and give you some inspiration for projects that you might be working on. And I also end up with all of my Christmas cards made, so it's kind of like there's a lot of purposes going on to this series. So I hope you're enjoying it. I'm really having a lot of fun with it. And make sure you go over to the Scrapbook Nerd online store. They have a ton of card making supplies and scrapbooking supplies, but they just have a ton of stuff, and I love their shop. Thanks so much for stopping by, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.